I am Linda Allen, and we grew up across the street on Ninth Street, a block away.
And I'm the younger sibling, Joey Cabigas, also grew up right across the street, and both of us were born here at Walter Reed.
And
Yes.
can you tell me why that is, why you were born here?
Our father worked here. He was in the U.S. Army, and he worked here in the pathology building. So we always just came here, the whole family came here for doctors and dentists, any kind of medical thing.
Our father was in the Army for 33 years, starting in the Philippines. When he was very young, he was like a Filipino scout. He actually survived the Bataan Death March, and I guess part of his reward was to come back to the U.S., and he worked here at Walter Reed in the pathology building. This is his picture.
Oh.
So this is him, I guess, working somewhere here on campus as a pathologist. And so the building that he worked in, we always called it the atomic bomb-proof building.
I don't recall.
Well, that's exactly what it's called.
Somebody else corroborated his story.
That's right.
Fine.
I'm right. And we would remember picking him up. I think this is a picture of Linda and I in front of that atomic bomb-proof building when we were little. So you could see it's purely concrete on all the way around.
We would always have to go here for anything. We would go to church here, into the chapel. We would, have doctor's appointments here. The bank was here. When we were very little, our father had a heart attack, and so he was staying in here and recuperating.
And I recall him having open heart surgery. I might have been 8 or 9 years old, and he was recuperating pretty much on top of where we are right now. He had a room with a view like that, and I went out onto the balcony and I could shine a flashlight into his room. So, but they've never, yes, this is what I do. But I'm telling you, I don't remember you fishing.
I just remember having a little plastic fishing pole with the fish, fishing out of the window while we visited our
Out
dad.
of his window?
Yes.
Out of one of these windows.
Onto what? Like just
Just
down,
in the, yeah.
Just throwing it out.
It was attached to the string, so I just reeled it up. Yay! I mean, we were tiny.
This is when you could
Yeah.
have open windows
Yeah.
and you were a little kid, and I'm
Oh,
sure
yeah,
you'd
and
have
you
fallen
wouldn't
Yes.
out. But,
Yes.
but yeah,
no one worried about it.
No.
no one cared about it. Yeah. As I was walking about this building, I don't think I've been in building 1 proper, this part, since before I was 10 years old.
I feel like we always walked across the street here, yeah.
The PX was here. We were
Yeah.
often here shopping for groceries. Just outside of the door where the rose garden is, there was a small pond. When people visited or stayed with us in our house, we would always come here, and we would play down there, I guess where the current,
He fell in the pond.
yeah, where the current field space is down there. We definitely played there. The actual church that is on the other side of Walter Reed, we often went to, and I served as a ring bearer for many weddings in there. So when people needed a place to get married, they would ask my mom and dad, and I guess because of his service, he was allowed to say, can this couple hold their wedding here at Walter Reed? And they would do that often. As part of our care, I think I had a heart murmur when I was little, and they were trying to x-ray me somewhere down in the basement. And I remember they were trying to make me drink barium. And is that a thing? Do people drink
Yes.
barium? Yeah.
Still do.
And I remember the tech trying to say, this is barium, it's gonna be good. And I drank it and I went, what? and the man just caught it in a paper towel, just like that. But no.
And we went here for the dentist too.
No.
We did, because I remember laying
Really?
there. Yes. They're like, oh, we're just going to rip out your tooth. And they were like, ding, because
You
Dad
sure?
was there. Yes.
You sure it wasn't Howard University?
It was here.
We used to go to the Howard University Dental School because we would get free, because the dentists were practicing on people. So it would be like pretty low price. That's all I remember.
Oh. And there's a pool here. There's an indoor pool. We took lessons
An
there.
indoor pool in the hospital?
No.
It wasn't in
On
the
campus.
hospital. It was on campus closer to Fern Street. It was an Olympic-sized pool, and it was for the people on base. I remember seeing Army guys or service guys taking scuba lessons in it. So it's kind of neat. We learned how to swim in there. We saw a lot of movies here in the movie theater when we were growing up.
Where was the movie theater?
The movie theater was close to where the new hospital was. It was on that side of Building 1. We were probably 9, 8, 9, 10. But some of the movies I saw, American Graffiti, we saw Jaws there. We saw Grease there. We saw...
I don't know why my mom let us go. She just dropped us off and let us go see Saturday Night Fever.
We saw Saturday Night Fever there. It was fantastic.
They were first run, I mean, big or?
Not gigantic, but
Yeah.
a lot of people.
It was,
were
I mean,
there,
it was
yeah.
decent sized. I think our aunt one time went, and there was always scenes, and she would always shield my eyes.
I was like, what are you doing?
Yes. Auntie Lisa kept doing that to me, and I was like, whatever, stop. But yeah. There was a Riggs Bank here.
Riggs Bank.
Riggs Bank is where our parents opened up our first bank accounts when we were little. So we'd walk over here and deposit some money in it. Riggs National Bank, yes. And it was definitely in the basement.
Here?
Yeah.
Yes.
My mom always went over here whenever anyone visited just to take pictures. Like she thought it was a great spot to take pictures in the rose garden, in front of the fountain, in front of the major big hospital. So it's just always been around.
And I think as we got older, like high school age or college age, our friends would always want to go to the museum so they can go see, so they can see the goriness of the things in the museum. I stayed in the house almost until 2012, so I was almost in our house, our former house, for almost 48 years. And what I do remember from 9/11, probably slightly after that, is the number of ambulances and helicopters that would come in probably mid-2000s to about 2010. They're definitely, between all the, I guess, the wars after 9/11 and the different countries that were having conflicts, there were a lot more closed head injuries, a lot more amputations, and a lot of those soldiers or those military would come to Walter Reed to get treated. And so probably between 2005, 2010, there would be helicopters landing once or twice a day, to bring wounded. And especially when they would come from over there, over here to be transported, there used to be huge bus ambulances that would come from Andrews, whip around the Beltway and then come down Georgia Avenue. And I often heard them rolling in almost daily, twice a day. There were medical transports just coming from Andrews over to campus to be treated in the hospital.
What are
And it was just pretty. It was right before Walter Reed closed is when I just saw an uptick of young-looking soldiers just coming through.
So when you were did you run around across Georgia Avenue and come over here, or did she brought you?
I don't.
I think She might have brought you, Linda. I
Yeah.
think I had free reign to come over here because it was pretty open.
Because he's a boy.
I don't remember possibly cutting through on my bike, but I don't think it would have been a problem for me to ride straight through to go to Rock Creek Park right over here. But I feel like we could walk onto campus before 9/11. We could just walk around, maybe not buy anything because you needed to have an ID to purchase anything.
But you could be inside.
We could definitely just be in and about, and I'm sure we could have walked through here, without any issue.
My dad would always walk across the street. I wouldn't necessarily go with him, but he would always bring us something back. Here's some gum, here's some candy. And we did play a lot in where you fell in.
I think I have a lot of good memories playing down there
In the
as
Rose
a kid.
Garden.
Down below there, the Rose Garden. I really liked coming to the movies. I thought that was kind of fun. Because it was right here across the street. I always looked at the fire department that was part of Walter Reed as if our house caught on fire, they would just drive over and put out our fire.
Would they?
I'm sure it would come from further down the street, but I always looked at him like, oh, you're
Right
going to come over here.
there.
Yes, you're close by. This fountain out here is a great memory of the penguins, with the water shooting out.
It was always a photo opportunity
Yes.
for
yes,
anyone visiting.
Yes. So that it's unfortunate it doesn't run anymore, but the penguins all shot a stream of water out of them. Because I think it was just an army base.
Oh, not just a hospital.
I recall they used to play Reveille,
Oh, I don't remember.
and whenever they retired the colors, later in the day, sunset?
Taps.
I don't. I would hear that. I would never hear taps, but I would definitely hear Reveille in the morning. It was kind of something to kind of expect. Like I could hear it from our house.
Was that as long as the barracks were here, or was that just the whole time?
That was pretty much even when the new hospital was there. I think I heard this throughout the 90s and into the 2000s. They would just put it on a speaker. And I think occasionally when they retired the colors, they would shoot a cannon off. You could hear that. Yeah. Oh, the gas station. I remember when the gas crisis in the 70s. I remember waiting in lines over at the gas station to get gas with Mom, and we'd just sit there for a long time, and it was full serve.
Full serve.
Get leaded gas, and then Mom would give the guy some money, and then he would have his little
Change thing.
change thing. So that is a familiar sound.
I just know that I've been here so often when I was little. I didn't realize I would be dreaming about it, but when we came here for the other interview, as we were driving up this little road onto the thing, I'm like, this is very familiar. It's been in my dreams, walking through all the time. Like I still have it in my mind. We must have been here a lot.
Muscle memory from the.
I was really sad when Walter Reed was slated to be closed and everything was moving over to Bethesda. And I hadn't had access to come on campus
Oh,
probably,
since you're
I don't know,
10
since
years?
the 80s,
Yeah.
late 80s, whenever we turned 21. And I was always feeling like I can see it, but I can't go in it. And so in the past couple of weeks that we've actually been able to come in, when they started selling real estate out here, and I was like, oh my gosh, I can actually come into the gate, and it was like a forbidden piece of property that I can finally go back into, and because I remembered it when we were little.
yeah.
But really, just walking through here is unbelievable. I think I might have been not even 10 years old was the last time I was physically in here. It's very ornate in here, and it's very echoey. And I can't imagine what it would have been like in here in the 2000s, you know. It's such an old building, yet you put a lot of modern things in it so you can function in it. There's a lot of corridors,
Where's the mom?
Here's Mom in front of building 1. Is that her?
This is this building. This is one of the major photo opportunities that my mom made people stand for and take pictures of.
Where is she standing?
She's right here.
Right in front here?
Yeah. Yeah. Yep.
Did you get that, Case?
Yeah.
Okay. So our mom and dad in front of the atomic bomb-proof
So they say.
building of pathology, or
Yes.
okay. And my dad is standing next to a white Plymouth Valiant, of which we always got white Plymouth cars with black vinyl interior with no air conditioning. And we'd wake up sticky from sitting in the back seat in the summertime here in you know, in the summertime. And there's our mom. Our, where are the tulips? Is this the one? Oh, here it is. And this is, so these are the tulips, I think, in the front of building number 1. This is our relative, our niece Annie.
Our sister's daughter.
Yeah, our
She's our
stepsister's
age.
daughter, yes. And these are the tulips that used to line, I guess, the circle out front, you know, around the fountain.
They're not there anymore.
Yeah, it was very lush. I mean,
I can't see it close, but she's really little in there, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
yes.
We were little.
So what is it? Annie's probably going to be 59, so she's,
She's a year older than
yeah,
me.
yeah. So that's her. I don't, you know, we have several pictures from our house across the street. We haven't quite found any more, but I'm sure there was something.